Hey, it is Friday, like always around here. We are into September, into the 9th month of the year, September 2nd. Again, beautiful day. We're heading into Labor Day weekend here in Northern California, well, actually in all of the United States, I think. And I am practicing. So I'm going to kind of rush through the news today because I got to get back to work. Maybe I'll finish that song. That's a piece I wrote a few years ago. It's not on any albums, but it's called, it's escaping me, One Step Beyond. And someday I'll maybe get to a little bit more of it and explain even the meaning of the title and how it goes. But it gets into kind of a cool percussive thing, and we'll see. Maybe I'll pick it up in the middle of this of today's recap. So again, a lot of cool Target songs this week going on for our members. We started off the week with one of my favorite female singers. And a lot of the reason I even worked on that song is one of my students who does not do fly on the wall videos. And again, I really want to thank my students who are willing to contribute their fly on the wall lessons, because you know, some people are just a little camera shy, and others are just, you know, they're in it for fun, and they don't mind sharing it with everybody. So anyway, so Sheryl Crow's "Soak Up the Sun" was a song that one of my female students brought in, and we've been working on for actually a couple of months. Well, a month maybe now. But Cindy's getting it. So that's what we started off the week with. Then we headed into one of my favorite male singers. Nope, sounds like Comes a Time. It's not. It's Against the Wind. You know, and that lesson, of course, went out in kind of the work it out method, where you get to not see my hand, blocking it up with like a music stand or something like that, and work on your ears. So again, I enjoy doing lessons like that, and I'm sure that a lot of you are getting a lot of stuff out of them. So that's kind of a fun one for me to do that. Then kind of caught people by surprise, I think, with this one. This is, of course, Midnight Oil, Put Down That Weapon from the 80s, and song that sort of came to me because of Matt and Matt B. Anyway, there's a long story involved in that song, and it's all addressed in the lesson. The lesson has a couple of bonus parts. I think it's parts 9 and 10 probably, where Matt, my partner, Matt Williams, takes a lesson on that, and so it's basically a fly on the wall included in the Put Down That Weapon lesson. And then there's a separate segment about Matt talking about what the song meant to him and how it ties him into Matt B and all this other stuff. So pretty cool. So if you haven't heard the tune, be sure to check out the lesson on Put Down That Weapon by Midnight Oil. And then we had, speaking of flies, one of the students, another student that has brought me some really cool tunes, and some of which are appearing over the next couple of weeks. I can't give too many of them away yet, but some of you have gotten to know Kevin. This week we had a fly on the wall with Kevin doing a Toby Keith tune, and this really impressed my daughter Elizabeth. She's a big Toby Keith fan. I in fact saw him here a little while ago, and when she heard Kevin working on Toby Keith, she was somehow, her opinion of me went up a little bit from just completely useless to maybe a chance of not being completely useless. I'm not sure, but anyway, life with teenagers. I'm sure many of you know where I'm going with that. So had a couple of student reviews. Had D. Taylor, Dean working on Here Comes the Sun, and Mark working on, if you haven't seen this, great job, Mark, on Sleight of Hand, a tune that I will probably be playing live tomorrow at our Bandstand Boogie here in Los Gatos. So again, if you're anywhere near Northern California on Saturday, September 3rd, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I will be out there probably playing to an empty field. I'm not sure, but what the heck? Give me an excuse to practice some cool tunes. So anyway, so Mark, I do want to congratulate you, by the way, on a great job on Sleight of Hand, and just a couple little tweaks in there, some really fine-tuning things that we went over in there. So great job there. Also managed to sneak in. So if you missed this, I know many of our earlier songs have playthroughs at one point or another where there's kind of a chord solo, and as I can, I'm trying to you know, update those and get the chord solo sections at least getting tab to them out. So there's one now for Nights in White Satin that is not too difficult. So if you're it's done all just with strumming and then just picking out occasional melody notes as they appear. So that's one kind of a new one. And again, I'm going to try to make sure that most of that happens. We had let's see, what else was going on? Let me check my list. Oh, we have wrapped up the world of cowboy songs. For our non-target members, we have a 10-pack of beginning cowboy songs. These are all like 1s and 2s, maybe a 3 in terms of levels of difficulty. But if you liked some of what we were doing there with I Ride an Old Paint and Sweet Betsy from Pike and My Darling Clementine and all that kind of stuff, you could pick up the 10-pack now too. So anyway, little slice of Americana. Now, speaking of Americana, I did mention my student Kevin, who has brought me a lot of cool tunes, and some of the songs that are coming up in the near future are ones of modern Americana. Might see that. Who knows? I'm not sure where we're going with that one just yet. So, let's see. I had one more thing I was going to tell you about. Oh! I'm thinking about taking singing lessons. And I actually had a lesson this week, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sing for you now. So our old buddy Jim Bruno sat down with me and gave me some things to practice in singing. So we are, I'll tell you more about that as it evolves. He had me doing little things like, don't ask me why. Singing techniques that are really important. So anyway, next week, a bunch of surprises again, I think. And I'm going to take a stab here at picking up my song that I started there back at the beginning and get back to practicing. And this just might crumble, but what the heck. So, until next week, here's what happens next in this song. one step beyond. See you next week.